Welcome to my tutorial on one-handed dodging daggers. I've gotten a lot of requests for this tutorial, and I will say that this is a move that you'll probably need to drill a lot, but hopefully I can give you some pointers to get you started. Here are the prerequisites for learning this move. First, you'll need to know how to do two-handed dodging daggers. Second, you will need to know how to do a one-handed two-beat weave, and also to be able to add extra degrees of twist to this weave. The grip that I personally use is having one handle between my pinky and my ring finger, and the other handle between my pointer finger and my thumb. You can use other grips, but that's the grip that I find gives me the most control here. In this video, the yellow poi will always be the pinky poi, and the orange poi will always be the thumb poi. For this move, you will need to add an extra degree of twist on the back side of your two-beat weave. To practice this, on the back side, let your thumb poi stay for an extra beat so that when you come to the front, the weave is now pinky led. This is the same thing that's going to happen when you go under your legs, but instead of coming to the front with the pinky poi is going to lead under your legs. So the pinky poi does one beat on the back side, and then on its second beat it goes through your legs. Meanwhile, the thumb poi does two beats on the back side, and then on its third beat it goes through your legs. That can be a lot of beats to keep track of all at once. One thing I recommend is replicating this with a static prop like a double staff. It's a little hard to simulate the actual under the legs part of this move with the static prop, and part of that I think is because in dodging daggers you're never really in a true 180 between the two poi, but you can definitely work on the entry with a static prop. At first, just set a goal of trying to get the pinky poi through. To a certain extent, once you do this, the thumb poi should just follow. But just start with trying to get the pinky poi through, and then you can abandon ship if you want. When I do the under the leg part, I end up having my hand just slightly off to the right of center. And the leg motion is the same as whatever you would do for dodging daggers, so I'm doing a box step here. Now remember, because your pinky poi led through to begin with, it's also going to lead back out, and it's going to need to lead to the front. As you return to the front, I recommend keeping your hand close to your hip and really torquing your hand so that your pinky leads. One thing that I found kept happening at this point was that my thumb poi would catch up to my pinky poi, and I think that this is because I was not twisting my hand enough and really letting my pinky come to the front first. If you need to remember the feeling of having the pinky poi lead to the front, go back to the initial exercise of doing a one-handed weave with an extra degree of twist. So that is the whole move. Stick around if you want to learn how to do a cool variation. Oh hi! Welcome to the cool variation. We're going to grab that thumb poi and then head right into an under the leg meltdown thingy. So let's start with the right poi. Remember, the right poi is the pinky poi. The pinky poi is going to stay in your right hand the entire time. So it's going to go under your legs, and then it's going to come back in front of you and then over to your left side and do one beat behind you. For the thumb poi, let's try just the handoff from the right hand to the left hand. As the poi comes through your legs and the poi head is up, you are going to grab with your left hand. As you make this transfer, you can have your palm facing up with your pinky closest to the handle, or you can have it facing down with your thumb closest to the handle. Now after you've grabbed the poi with your left hand, it's going to do a beat as it comes back through your legs, and then it's going to come over to the right side and do one beat in front of you. Then you can just pull it back out through your legs. Notice that after you grab the thumb poi with your left hand, You will need to get your left leg out of the way to create space for it to come back through your legs. Likewise, your right leg will need to bend and come up in order to make room for the poi to come in front of you. If you already know the Jared move, this should feel familiar to you. Now putting the two poi together. I actually recommend an intermediary step where you practice grabbing the thumb poi with your left hand from two poi, one hand under the leg, and then just quitting for the day. But you're still here, so I'm going to show you what the whole move looks like in slow-mo. And that concludes the lesson. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial on two really hard things.